You didn't keep the secret to protect me. I exposed everything. The lies, the cheating, the manipulation. My family called me a traitor. It's 2 a.m. now and I am writing one of these posts. I'm Marcus, 28, software engineer living in Denver. For the past 3 years I've been with Jessica, 27, who teaches kindergarten and is honestly the most incredible woman I've ever met. She's patient, kind, funny, and has this way of making even the worst days feel manageable. I've been planning to propose for months now, had the ring picked out and everything. Last weekend was my cousin's graduation party at my parents' house. Big family gathering, the usual chaos with everyone talking over each other and my mom running around making sure everyone had enough food. Jessica couldn't make it because she had a work commitment, which honestly wasn't unusual. She's always been a bit reserved around my family, but I figured she was just naturally shy. I was grabbing beers from the garage fridge when I heard my brother Ryan and sister Megan talking in hushed voices near the back door. Ryan's 32, married to Amanda for 5 years, and usually the golden boy of the family. Megan's 25 and has always been the straight shooter among us siblings. Marcus will never know about that whole situation, Ryan was saying, his voice lower than usual. Lucky Jessica never said anything when they started dating. I still think it's messed up that we're all keeping this from him, Megan replied. He has a right to know. Know what? It was years ago and it's not like it matters now, Ryan shot back. Besides, Mom made it clear we don't discuss it. My stomach dropped. I stood there frozen, beer bottles sweating in my hands, trying to process what I was hearing. They were talking about Jessica and there was something I apparently didn't know, something the whole family was keeping from me. I confronted Jessica that night. The conversation started gentle, but when I mentioned overhearing Ryan and Megan, her face went completely white. She sat down on our couch, put her head in her hands, and started crying. I wanted to tell you so many times, she whispered, but I was terrified you'd leave me. The truth hit like a freight train. 5 years ago, before Jessica and I ever met, she had dated Ryan for 8 months. Not just casual dating, they were serious. She thought they were heading toward engagement. Then Ryan cheated on her with her best friend, Sarah, and the relationship imploded spectacularly. Your whole family knew when we started dating, Jessica told me through tears. I thought someone would have mentioned it, but months went by and no one said anything. Then it felt too late to bring it up without seeming like I was hiding something. I felt sick. Not because Jessica had dated my brother that was before us, and I'm not that insecure, but because my entire family had been lying to me for 3 years. Every family dinner, every holiday, every time Jessica seemed uncomfortable or made excuses not to attend events, they all knew why and said nothing. Why didn't you tell me? I asked her. Because I love you, she said simply. And I was afraid if you knew about Ryan, you'd think I was using you to get back at him or something. But Marcus, I swear on everything I hold dear, that's not what this is. I fell in love with you completely separate from anything involving your brother. I believe her. Looking back on our relationship, there's never been any indication she was thinking about Ryan. She's never asked about him, never seemed interested in family gossip about him and Amanda. If anything, she's always seemed to actively avoid conversations about Ryan. But now I'm questioning everything. How do I trust a family that's been lying to me for 3 years? How do I face family dinners knowing everyone's been keeping this massive secret? And why the hell did they think this was okay? I called in sick to work yesterday and have been going over every family interaction from the past 3 years. My mom's insistence that Jessica was perfect for me. My dad's weird comments about how some things are better left in the past. Ryan's occasional awkward moments when Jessica was around. Megan's guilty looks whenever family dynamics got tense. They all knew. Every single one of them knew, and they decided I didn't deserve the truth. Jessica's been giving me space to process, but she's clearly devastated. She keeps apologizing, saying she should have been stronger and told me from the beginning. But honestly, I'm not mad at her. She was put in an impossible position by my family's decision to keep secrets. I'm mad at them. I'm furious that they thought they could make this choice for me. I'm angry that they let me plan a future with someone while keeping me in the dark about her past with my own brother. And I'm hurt that none of them, not one, thought I deserved to know the truth. Reddit, I need perspective here. Am I overreacting? Should I be grateful they kept quiet so Jessica and I could build something real? Or am I right to feel completely betrayed by the people who are supposed to have my back? Because right now, I don't know if I can look any of them in the eye again. Update 1. Holy shit, Reddit. Your responses have been overwhelming, and honestly, they've given me the courage to dig deeper into this mess. A lot of you said I needed to get the full story before making any decisions, so that's exactly what I did. First, thank you to everyone who pointed out that Jessica was probably the victim in all of this, not the villain. You were right. I spent Tuesday evening really talking with her, and the picture that emerged made me even angrier at my family, but for completely different reasons. Jessica told me she's been dreading family events for our entire relationship. Every time we'd go to your parents' house, I'd see Ryan and remember how badly he hurt me, she said. But worse than that, I'd see your mom and dad being so nice to me, and I'd wonder if they were just being polite because they knew the history. She also revealed something that made my blood boil. About 2 years ago, apparently my family held a secret meeting about whether to tell me. A fucking family meeting, about my life, without me. I confronted Megan about this yesterday and she broke down completely. Marcus, I'm so sorry, she said. Mom called a family meeting when you and Jessica started getting serious. She said we needed to decide what to do about the situation. According to Megan, here's how that meeting went down. My mother, Patricia, argued that Jessica was a good girl who'd been hurt enough, and that telling me would only create drama for no reason. My father agreed, saying some bullshit about letting sleeping dogs lie. Ryan, of course, was adamant about keeping it secret because he was worried about how it would affect his marriage to Amanda. Ryan kept saying it would be awkward for everyone if you knew, Megan told me. He said Amanda didn't know about Jessica, and he didn't want to deal with those questions. Wait, what? Amanda doesn't know about Jessica. Ryan's wife of 5 years doesn't know he had a serious relationship with my girlfriend. This keeps getting worse. Megan was the only one who argued for telling me the truth. I said you deserved to know, especially if you were getting serious with Jessica. But I got outvoted 3-1, and Mom made me promise not to say anything. The more I learned, the sicker I felt. My family literally voted on whether I deserved the truth about my own relationship. They decided without consulting me that I couldn't handle knowing my girlfriend had dated my brother. They made Jessica complicit in their lie by never addressing it directly, leaving her in this awful limbo where she didn't know if staying quiet made her look deceptive. But here's the part that really got to me. Megan told me that during that family meeting my mom actually said, Marcus is sensitive about these things. It's better if he doesn't know. Sensitive about these things? What the hell does that even mean? When have I ever been unable to handle the truth about anything? I called Jessica immediately after talking to Megan. Did you know they had a meeting about us? I asked her. She was quiet for a long time. Your mom mentioned once that the family had discussed our relationship and decided it was best not to bring up the past. I thought she meant they just agreed not to make things awkward, not that they'd literally voted on whether to tell you. Then Jessica dropped another bomb. Marcus, there's something else you should know. Ryan still texts me sometimes. My heart stopped. What do you mean he texts you? Nothing inappropriate, she said quickly. But maybe once every few months he'll send me something random, a meme or asking how work is going. I always keep the responses short and polite because I didn't want to cause problems, but it's always made me uncomfortable. I asked to see the texts, and she showed me without hesitation. They were mostly innocuous, but there was definitely an undertone of familiarity that crossed boundaries. Things like, hope you're doing well, Jess, and saw this and thought of you. The kind of text you don't send to your brother's girlfriend unless you're either completely clueless or testing boundaries. Does Amanda know he texts you? I asked. I have no idea, Jessica said. But probably not right, given that she apparently doesn't know we ever dated. So let me get this straight. My brother, who cheated on my girlfriend years ago, is married to a woman who doesn't know about their relationship. He occasionally texts my girlfriend behind his wife's back and behind my back. My parents know all of this and decided I'm too sensitive to handle the truth. And my sister, the only one with any moral compass, got bullied into silence. I'm done playing their games, Reddit. Ryan and Amanda are having their 5th wedding anniversary party next weekend. Big celebration, the whole family will be there, plus Amanda's family and their friends. I've been going back and forth on whether to attend, but I think I've made my decision. It's time everyone knew the truth. Amanda deserves to know who she married. My parents need to face the consequences of their manipulation. And Ryan needs to stop living in this fantasy world where his actions don't have consequences. Jessica is terrified about me confronting everyone publicly. What if it ruins everything? She asked me last night. Everything's already ruined, I told her. They ruined it when they decided to lie to us for 3 years. Some of you might think I'm being too dramatic, but I can't keep living this lie. Every family gathering, every holiday, every time we're all together, I'll know they're all thinking about this secret they kept from me. I'll know Ryan is probably thinking about his history with Jessica. I'll know my parents are congratulating themselves on protecting me from information I had every right to have. The anniversary party is Saturday. I'm still deciding exactly how to handle it, but one way or another the truth is coming out. Amanda deserves better than this. Jessica deserves better than this. And honestly, I deserve better than this too. Update 2, Reddit, I thought I knew how deep this rabbit hole went. I was wrong. So fucking wrong. After my last update, a lot of you suggested I dig deeper into exactly what happened between Ryan and Jessica 5 years ago. Some of you pointed out that Ryan's behavior seemed too calculated, too manipulative for this to be a simple case of family awkwardness. You were right to be suspicious. I spent this week doing something I never thought I'd do, investigating my own brother. I started by asking Jessica more detailed questions about their relationship and breakup. What she told me made me realize that Ryan isn't just a cheater, he's a sociopath. Here's what really happened 5 years ago. Ryan didn't just cheat on Jessica with her best friend Sarah. He was dating Amanda at the same time he was with Jessica. For months, Jessica thought she was in an exclusive relationship heading toward engagement. Amanda thought the same thing. Ryan was playing both of them, telling each woman that the other was just a friend. He told me Amanda was his coworker who needed emotional support because she was going through a rough breakup, Jessica explained, her voice shaking as she remembered. He said he was helping her as a friend, and I thought it was sweet that he was so caring. Meanwhile, Ryan was telling Amanda that Jessica was his ex who was having trouble moving on, and that he was helping her transition to just being friends. Both women were completely unaware of the other's true role in Ryan's life. The breakup happened when Jessica unexpectedly showed up at Ryan's apartment and found Amanda there, clearly not just a friend in need of support. She was wearing his shirt, making breakfast in his kitchen like she belonged there, Jessica told me. When I asked what was going on, Ryan tried to convince me that Amanda had stayed over because she was drunk and needed a safe place to sleep. But Amanda wasn't drunk. She wasn't in crisis. She was Ryan's girlfriend, just like Jessica was. They'd both been manipulated for months. Here's the part that made me want to throw up. When Jessica confronted Ryan about the lies, he didn't come clean. Instead, he convinced her that she was overreacting and being paranoid. He made her feel crazy for questioning what she'd seen with her own eyes, classic gaslighting. I actually apologized to him, Jessica said, tears streaming down her face. I apologized for not trusting him, for being jealous of Amanda. He made me feel like I was the problem. The relationship limped on for another month after that, with Jessica constantly doubting herself and Ryan continuing to see Amanda behind her back. The final breakup only happened when Sarah, Jessica's best friend, got involved, but not the way I originally thought. Ryan had approached Sarah, told her that Jessica was becoming unstable and possessive, and convinced Sarah that Jessica needed an intervention. He manipulated Sarah into believing that Jessica was having some kind of breakdown, and that the best thing for everyone would be if Jessica had someone else to focus on. So Sarah, thinking she was helping her best friend, started spending more time with Ryan to understand the situation better. Ryan seduced her, convinced her that Jessica was beyond help, and turned Jessica's best friend against her. When Jessica found out about Ryan and Sarah, she didn't just lose her boyfriend. She lost her best friend, her support system, and her sense of reality. Ryan had systematically destroyed her ability to trust her own perceptions. I spent months in therapy after that breakup, Jessica told me. Not because I missed Ryan, but because he'd made me question everything I thought I knew about relationships, about friendship, about my own judgment. But wait, it gets worse. I decided to do some digging into Ryan's relationship with Amanda. I reached out to Amanda's sister, Claire, who I've always gotten along with at family events. I asked her some casual questions about how Ryan and Amanda got together. Claire's version of events was completely different from what Ryan had told our family. According to Claire, Amanda had been dating Ryan for almost a year before their engagement. But during that time, Amanda had been dealing with Ryan's ex who kept causing drama. Amanda used to cry to me about this girl who wouldn't leave Ryan alone, Claire told me. She said Ryan was too nice to cut her off completely, but that this ex was constantly texting him, showing up places, trying to win him back. The ex Amanda was crying about, Jessica, except Jessica wasn't trying to win Ryan back or causing drama. She was in what she thought was a committed relationship with him. Ryan had convinced Amanda that Jessica was a stalker ex while simultaneously convincing Jessica that Amanda was just a friend. He'd painted both women as the problem while positioning himself as the victim caught in the middle. Even worse, I found out that my parents knew about Ryan's behavior. Not all the details, but enough. During that family meeting 2 years ago, Ryan had told them a version of events that made Jessica sound unstable and obsessive. He'd convinced them that telling me about the relationship would be cruel to Jessica because she was still dealing with emotional issues from their breakup. My parents didn't keep quiet to protect me or Jessica. They kept quiet to protect Ryan's reputation and his marriage to Amanda. The anniversary party is tomorrow, Reddit. I've made my decision about what I'm going to do, and Jessica is terrified but supportive. She's been carrying this trauma for 5 years, thinking she was somehow to blame for what happened. She deserves to have the truth told. Amanda deserves to know who she married. My parents need to face what they've enabled. And Ryan needs to face consequences for the first time in his privileged life. I'm not going to this party to cause drama for the sake of drama. I'm going because 3 women, Jessica, Amanda, and Sarah, have been living with the aftermath of Ryan's manipulation for years, and only one person has been held accountable. The wrong person. Tomorrow, that changes. Some of you are going to tell me I'm making a mistake, that I should handle this privately. But Ryan has had 5 years to come clean to Amanda. My parents have had 3 years to tell me the truth. They've all chosen to protect Ryan instead of doing what's right. I'm done protecting him too. Update 3. Reddit, I'm writing this from Jessica's apartment because I can't go home right now. My phone has been blowing up for 48 hours, and I honestly don't know if I'll ever repair the damage I've caused. But I'm not sorry I did it. The anniversary party was yesterday. Jessica and I almost didn't go, but Saturday morning she looked at me and said, I can't keep living with this secret. If you're ready to tell the truth, I'm ready to face it. We arrived at the country club around 6 p.m. Everything was elegant, expensive, perfectly orchestrated. For the first hour, I tried to act normal. Made small talk, congratulated Ryan and Amanda, let my mom fuss over Jessica. But every interaction felt poisonous. The breaking point came during the toasts. Ryan stood up to thank everyone and said, Amanda and I have built something beautiful together. We've always been completely honest with each other, and that foundation of trust is what makes our marriage so strong. I couldn't take it anymore. I stood up, and the room went quiet. That's interesting, Ryan, I said. Because I think Amanda might be interested to know about some secrets you've been keeping. My mother's face went white. My father started moving toward me, but I kept talking. 5 years ago, my brother was dating 2 women at the same time. One was Amanda, the other was my girlfriend, Jessica. Both women thought they were in exclusive relationships. Amanda's champagne glass slipped and shattered. What are you talking about? She whispered. Ryan tried to interrupt, but I kept going. Ryan convinced Jessica that Amanda was just a coworker going through a breakup. He convinced Amanda that Jessica was an obsessive ex. He played them against each other for months. Marcus, stop, Ryan said, panicking. You don't know what you're talking about. I know that you cheated on Jessica with her best friend after manipulating that friend into believing Jessica was unstable. I know you gaslit Jessica into thinking she was crazy. I know our parents have known for years and kept it secret. The room erupted. But then something unexpected happened. Amanda stood up, walked over to me and said, Thank you. Everyone went silent. Thank you for finally telling me the truth, she said, tears streaming down her face. Because I already knew Ryan was a cheater, I just didn't know about Jessica. Amanda turned to face the crowd. 3 years ago, I found out Ryan was having an affair. When I confronted him, he convinced me it was a one-time mistake. Last year, I found evidence of another affair. Again, he convinced me it was isolated. She looked directly at Ryan. Now I find out our entire relationship started with you cheating on another woman with me. Then Amanda pulled off her wedding ring and set it on the table. I want a divorce, Ryan. Marcus didn't ruin our marriage. You did 5 years ago. The party completely fell apart. Amanda's family rallied around her. Ryan tried to blame me, then Jessica, calling her a homewrecker who had seduced me for revenge. That's when Jessica spoke up. I never wanted revenge on you, Ryan. I wanted to forget you existed, but Marcus deserved the truth and Amanda deserved to know who she married. My parents were furious. My mother screamed that I'd destroyed the family. My father said I was no longer welcome until I learned to respect family loyalty. But Megan stood up for me. Marcus didn't destroy anything. Ryan destroyed it years ago. We just stopped pretending otherwise. The party ended with Amanda leaving with her family, Ryan storming out, and my parents refusing to speak to me. Jessica and I went back to her place and talked about everything. I feel like I can finally breathe, she said. For the first time in 5 years, I don't feel like I'm carrying this shameful secret. Yesterday, my parents called demanding I fix this mess. But I also got a call from Amanda thanking me. You gave me the final push I needed, she said, and information I can use in divorce proceedings. This morning, I took Jessica to our favorite hiking spot. We sat on the rock where we had our first real conversation 3 years ago, and I pulled out the ring I'd been carrying for months. I know the timing is crazy, I told her. But you're the most honest, brave, incredible person I've ever met. Will you marry me? She said yes, read it. Through tears and laughter, she said yes. We're planning a small wedding with people who actually love us. Megan will be there. Amanda wants to come too. My parents and Ryan aren't invited until they offer sincere apologies. Some of you will say I handled this wrong, that I should have dealt with it privately. Maybe you're right. But I've spent 3 years living a lie my family forced on me. Jessica spent 5 years carrying trauma Ryan caused. Amanda spent 5 years married to a liar. I'm done protecting people who don't deserve protection. My family might never forgive me, but for the first time in months I can respect myself. So Reddit, was I wrong to expose the truth? Maybe. But I'd rather be wrong and honest than complicit in lies. Jessica and I are building something real now, based on complete honesty. And that's worth more than fake family peace. We're okay, we're better than okay, we're free.